So many men crack under pressure, but the strongest ones, they have one trait that keeps them unbreakable. This one trait is one that I guarantee most people don't have, because you can tell just by looking at them. No matter what life throws at you, if you have this one trait, you will be strong, you will be unbreakable, you will be able to get through anything.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh.
Hey guys, it's Brendan, and what is this trait? What is this number one trait? You may guess, you may not, but it's unshakable discipline. Mentally tough men don't rely on motivation, they rely on discipline. They do what needs to be done, no excuses, and they just get it done. Discipline is like a muscle that needs to be trained. Like the way that you train your body and your muscles, you need to train discipline like that as well. A lot of people live in a world where they lack discipline, and you can tell someone who lacks discipline just by looking at their physical body. Now, you may say it's superficial, but you don't have to be disciplined to sit on the couch and eat food all the time and not work out. That's not discipline. You can tell if someone is overweight or if they're getting a little bit too comfortable that they don't have discipline. Now, you might go, well, they do have some areas in others. Yeah, potentially. But how you do one thing is generally how you do everything. And I can tell you now that if someone's physical body is not in the order that it needs to be, or that is in a really good shape, then they're going to be lacking discipline in other areas. And I say this with love, like I'm not saying this to have a go at anyone and judgmental. It's just like, if you want to be your best, if you want to be better than average, if you want to be the highest potential, which is probably why you're sitting here watching this, otherwise you wouldn't be, then sometimes we need a little bit of that hard word, because the truth sometimes is dark, sometimes the truth hurts, because we know it's true. So if I say something and it triggers you, you're welcome. But also it means it's somewhat true for you, which means that there's something going on in you, right? So start with building the discipline. Now, people always ask me, how do I build my discipline? How did I build my discipline to the level that it's at? At the time of filming this, I'm nearly on day 150 of 75 hard. I've nearly done it for double. And to be honest, I don't know when I'll stop because I feel so good. But my discipline is just like on point. I get up, I go do the things I do, I eat well, I have no intentions of trying to eat anything else or breaking it. This is discipline, it's just how I am, it's just who I am. And one of the key points is, rather than going, I need to be more disciplined, is just making it an identity by going, this is me. Like saying it's like a name. It's like, my name is Brendan, my name is discipline. I have discipline. So we kind of created an identity. And so that is one of the main things. Rather than saying, I need to be more disciplined, just start saying, I'm disciplined. I have discipline. My discipline is growing. And the more that you say that, the more you're going to believe it. One of the biggest things I've found for me to help build that discipline was to always getting out of bed on time, to always making my bed as soon as I got out of bed, and always going for a workout straight away. I don't necessarily go for a workout straight away now. I do a few other bits and pieces, but within the first hour or so, I'm off for a workout. But I've noticed that doing those things for me built that skill of discipline, because it was like every time my alarm went off, I was like, I'm getting out of bed. Every time I got out of bed, I made my bed, and every time I do a workout straight after that, or around the same time, those are those things that just build the discipline for me to then go, yeah, this is just what I do. Not about I should be doing this or I want to be doing this, this is what I do. And that is the key distinction. To be able to create the discipline, you need to make it an identity. So whatever it is in your life that you need more discipline in, maybe it is something around physical health and exercise and fitness for you. Maybe it's more things around work. It's having discipline to follow up with people. It's having discipline to do the things that you know that you should be doing that you're not. It could be in work life, it could be in relationships, it could be discipline to say no to doing things, it could be discipline to enforce your boundaries, it could be anything like that. But the discipline that we want, instead of going, I should be doing this, say, I am, I do, or I'm learning to be more disciplined in this. If that, by saying I am, doesn't resonate true, say I am learning to. And then that's going to then create it more of an identity for you. And then the discipline will just grow from that. Think about it that it's like a muscle. You don't go to the gym once and all of a sudden you've got muscles. It takes a bit of time to build it, and then you'll start seeing results. It's the same with discipline. You can't make a decision once and go, right, I'm disciplined. Then the next day wake up and be fully disciplined and not have to worry. It doesn't work like that. You will probably get up and do it and have that discipline the next day, but it's going to take a bit of time because, as I said, you've got to train it like you do a muscle. Abraham Lincoln said, discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want the most. And if you really think about that, that is really powerful. It's what you want most for what you want now. You're giving that up. Some people want their big dreams and their goals and their desires. But if you say no to that and say yes to something now, you're giving up that big thing. I always like to make things bigger than what they are. So it's like, rather than just eating this one thing, you're saying no to the future version of you who eats well all the time, or predominantly most of the time. Or maybe someone who gets up early. And if you don't this time, you're saying no to the future version of you. So let's make it bigger than what it needs to, and that's going to help with discipline as well. Now, a key factor that helps with discipline is emotional control, or emotional intelligence more specifically. Men don't act, they respond. No anger, no panic, just calculated, decisive action. So many men, you can see them, they're so reactive all the time. Something might happen and they react to that. Something else might happen, they react to that. The true side of emotional intelligence is to see it and not have anything inside of yourself that gets triggered by that happening, and then you respond however you want to, and you get to choose how to do it. See, a reaction is an automatic thing. When you respond, it's you get to choose, and that's what emotional intelligence is. Emotional intelligence is firstly understanding what's going on and understanding how you think and how you feel and the emotions that you're feeling. And then the second thing in emotional intelligence is to be able to choose what you want to feel and how you want to respond. And so you need to have that emotional control, because at the time that you need discipline, but the emotions come up, you're probably going to get pushed towards the part that wants the emotion fulfilled rather than the discipline. Because your logic will get taken to the back and the emotion will get taken to the front, and that will have the most power in that, and then the discipline will go out the window. So we need to have better emotional control and emotional intelligence. My default used to be anger and frustration when I was younger. And for me, I linked that with attention. For one, I probably saw my dad having that behavior, but also you think about at a general level, right as a baby, we might get angry and frustrated that we're tired or that we are hungry. We might start crying, getting frustrated. You can tell a baby's like, upset. And generally it's not from sadness, it's from some kind of frustration. And then there's always this hand that comes down to comfort us, to give us some food, or to pick us up and make us feel comfortable, and put us to sleep, or whatever it is. So we learn this behavior that being angry and frustration gives us attention, and it helps resolve this situation. So it was a lot of unconscious programming to go through and understand that anger and frustration doesn't equal attention. And I could see that play out in past relationships. It was like, if I said the opposite thing to the other person, or if I got frustrated easily or angry easily or grumpy over a little thing, I got more attention. Whether it was good intention or not, it was still attention, and it worked for me until a little bit later on that I realized that that was the cause of a few relationship breakdowns in my early 20s. So emotional control is around emotional intelligence, and also understanding what it is that we're feeling and what's the purpose of what it is that we're feeling as well, which then is going to allow you to understand it. One of the best questions is, what's the purpose of this? What's the purpose of me feeling like this? What's the purpose of me acting this way? And then you can start getting to the bottom of some of these things. Now, Steve Marabol said, you must learn to let go. Release the stress. You were never in control anyway. And the second element to unshakable discipline is relentless resilience. Men who get knocked down like everyone else, but they refuse to stay down. Their mindset is built for the long game. Their mindset is built for success, is to be okay with failure. Failure is just feedback, to get up again and get up again, get up again. They say character is built after continuing doing the actions long after the emotion and the excitement has passed of the initial decision. That's where true character comes in. That's where resilience comes in. And the biggest thing to have resilience is to connect back with the why. The more that you have this strong why of why you're doing things. For example, if I said to a school kid, what do you go to school for? They would probably say, to get good grades. I've been told I can go to uni. I've been told I get a good job. That's about 3 reasons. I don't know about you, but that's not very inspiring. It's not very motivating. So no wonder why we don't have the resilience and the discipline at school, a lot of people. A lot of people, they might do because maybe they have their parental influence, but also they may have more reasons there because they want to achieve more or get to some level and be a doctor or dentist or something down that professional route. So that means they have more resilience to keep going and stick with it because their why is big enough. Now, if you went through at school and you got everyone to write down why doing good at school, getting good grades is going to help them in every single area of life and told them to make a list of 50, I guarantee you they would have so much more resilience and discipline because they connect with why and they can see how it's more important for them. So one of the biggest things, if there's an area of your life where you're lacking discipline, you're lacking resilience, you are lacking the drive that you need to succeed in that area, is to just get a pen and paper and just start writing down all of the reasons. Don't worry about making it one big reason that's going to change everything. It's about stacking all of these different reasons. Go 50, and if you get to 50 and you still haven't got it, go 100. Go 200 if you need to, 1,000 if you need to. Most people don't do this because it's work, and most people just want the easy thing. They want to click their fingers and hope that it happens, but it never happens that way. When you do the work works. So the more that you can go, you know what, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to get a list out. I'm going to write as many as I can, and then if I stop, I'm going to try again. If I stop, I'm going to keep going, because you'll probably get to some and then you'll stop and then you'll hit this barrier, and that's the barrier that you need to break through. But most people stop when they get to that. So if you only write 3 and then you hit that mental barrier, awesome. You just got to bust through that. And when you get through that, you'll get a couple more, and then there'll be another barrier, and then you'll get a couple more, and then there'll be another barrier, and you keep going through that, and it's like you just keep breaking down those layers, and each time that you're doing that, you're breaking through a next level of resistance that's going to help you build that resilience. So Vince Lombardi said, it's not whether you get knocked down, it's whether you get up. Because we're going to get knocked down in life. It's like the saying, they send their strongest warriors to the hardest battles. And so sometimes we have these hard battles that's going on inside of us, but we're there. It's because we're one of the strongest, and also we need to do that to get stronger, because each challenge is making us grow and get better. So the more the resilience we have to lean into those challenges to get back up again and keep going, naturally you're going to build more discipline, you're going to feel better about yourself, you're going to have more self-belief, self-confidence, and you're just going to build so much more momentum, and you're going to feel so much better, more confident, more self-belief, and all of those good things. So if you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your discipline. If you have discipline at this level and you want to reach this level of your goals, you'll fall down here. You're only as strong as your weakest link. If you build discipline, you will be unstoppable. Discipline is one of the biggest things that I honestly think that holds people back from being successful or not. Doing the things you say you're going to do, building the discipline and getting things done. So let me know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was from this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe. If there's anything I can do to help you, just let me know. I got your back for life. I want to help you. I want to help you get to the best level that you can be ever you've never experienced before, and even further than that. So let me know what I can do. Either send me a message on social media or put a comment or a question in the box, and I'll go through it and I'll answer that. So I'll see you on the next video. You made it to the end of the video and you are one of the top 1%ers who get to this point. Now, if you're sick and tired of not growing to the level that you want, if you're sick and tired of being the same spot that you were 12 months ago, if you're like, you know what, I've got so much more to offer, but I don't really know how to get there, then if that is you, down below, book in your call with one of my team. Just enter your phone, enter your email, and enter your number. And hey, look, we can't reach you if you enter details that are wrong. So enter your right details. We'll be able to reach out to you. We'll show you the 4 stages that we take men through that's going to completely rip you out of your current situation and push you in a new direction that where you want to go. I will push you as hard as I can to get that outcome for you, because I know how much the life is good on the other side of it when we get out of the shit, when we get onto where we want to go. So click the button and I'll see you on the other side.